Hello, I'm ABX and welcome back to the top 5 video. Today we're going to go through the top 5 laziest houses that everyone builds in Minecraft at some point. Everyone knows that when you first get into Minecraft, you learn that you're meant to make a house to survive at night, and at least in my opinion, I try to do the laziest thing possible, and it ends up with some pretty lazy builds. I've done each of the ones in this video at least once, and probably most of you out there have done the same, so I figured why not go through them and kind of relive memory lane of, the first time we ever played Minecraft, and also show off some pretty bad, disastrous Minecraft builds. So with that said, let's get straight into the 5th of the laziest Minecraft houses you can make, and this is the least lazy on the list because honestly, this is one that actually has some amount of effort put in because it's the generic wooden shack. That's right, this wooden shack that everyone seems to make at almost this exactly same size. As you can see, it's made from oak wood. It's always oak wood. Even if we're in a, we're in a savanna biome, we're still going to make it out of oak wood somehow because it's always the oak wood shack. And as you can see, it's got some windows in here, and you feel really artistic when you first put windows in a build because you can see the whole world, and wow, isn't that an amazing thing? But truth be told, this is just, a wooden box. It's literally a 5x5 square, and even though it might seem like it's artistic, it literally is just blocks placed on top of each other in the minimum the minimum number of blocks required for a pattern possible. It literally uses less than a stack of blocks, but you feel good about yourself. You can have your bed in here, you can have your chest in here, and you feel like you've made a real thing, but you haven't. You've just made a wooden shack. But like I said, it's the least laziest of the ones on this list because the next laziest is actually to just go ahead, find a naturally generated cave in the world, and then to set your house up in here. And truth be told, I do still use one of these for my Let's Play world, so I get it. I'm the worst. I do things a little bit lazy. But yeah, truth be told, using a cave house is a really lazy option, but it's one that's always open to you because Minecraft has caves everywhere. If you look around, the map, but even wait, do we see one over here? For literally 20 plus seconds, you'll find some cave somewhere. There are caves everywhere in Minecraft, and these caves contain a lot of resources you actually do need to survive. So since you're looking for the coal or the iron or whatever else you need in caves anyway, why not just set up your house in here? This is something I thought, and let's be honest, it's something everyone's thought at some point because it's such an easy thing to have a really, bizarrely shaped house. Because instead of going for the generic square like we had before, instead like this, we can go for a much more, naturally look and a natural look. And you can tell it's natural because, oh yeah, well, of course, it's it's just a cave, but it still does have this interesting kind of feel to it. And especially when you combine a mine into this, it just feels like the very natural starting place to go to other places for. So yeah, even though this is kind of lazy in the design itself, like you just kind of take a place, at least you have to put some effort into blocking up other entrances or to making sure the ceiling is the same height. You have to light it up. There is actually some amount of effort that goes into this one, unlike unlike the next one here, or more than than the third one here, which is actually going to be the even lazier house, the one that's like, I couldn't even be bothered to get building materials house, the dirt shack. So the dirt shack, can we even call it a shack? Let's call it a hovel. The dirt hovel is honestly just something that you kind of come up with because you're like, oh, I need to be in bed by 20 seconds from now. The sun is very, very close to setting, and you're like, oh no, how am I going to do this? But yeah, basically if you look over here, you can see this is what you end up creating. You just grab all the dirt you have on you. Why do you even have dirt on you this early in the game? I don't know. It always seems to happen like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a dirt shack, but why do I have dirt? Why do I have some granite on me? You just have every resource you can put your hands on, you just place them all as fast as possible, and you make the ugliest thing in the world, but at least it gets you to sleep at night. And the wonderful thing about this is you actually can be really efficient with this. I think there's actually a really fun kind of game, and I recommend this to going back and trying to make the nicest looking dirt shack, because this is my opinion one of the ugliest dirt shacks you could make, but try and make the dirt shack a nice thing. Try and make the dirt shack an awful thing, the worst one you can possibly make. It's a really fun goal regardless, because the dirt shack is just the iconic, kind of, oh, I really, I don't even want a house, I just have to have one, so here is all my stuff in the smallest space possible. So yeah, here's a fun little challenge for you that also doubles up as the third laziest house that, let's be honest, we've all made at some point using whatever resources we can find. And also, by the way, if you later come back and replace blocks, you can even light them up with jack-o'-lanterns, and you can do some fancy stuff with this and show off all of your blocks in the house in the ugliest way humanly possible. So what's lazier than literally a dirt shack? You might think, how is this number 3 to look at? This is the laziest Minecraft house you can ever have, but let's be honest, there are 2 even lazier houses, and the first one is if you're lucky enough to find a NPC village. So yeah, NPC villages, they are kind of like free houses the game gives you, and honestly, I have no shame in taking them because the game can make a better house than I can make, especially in 40 seconds or a minute. The amount of time I'm going to spend making a house, the game will just do it better for me. So what you do is you come into one, you find either a blacksmith because they have furnaces, or you find a library, or sometimes both if you're really lucky, and you just decide, I already got one of these things, the crafting table, because it's a library. I'm just going to put down a bed, a chest, and a furnace, and honestly, this is a fully functional Minecraft house. That's the best thing about it. I might mock this idea as being like, why does this need to exist? But on the other hand, this is a fully functioning Minecraft house that probably looks better than what most people can build in their first 2 or 3 Minecraft days, and guess what? You can build it in the first 20 seconds of spawning. You spawn in, you chop down a tree, you make this stuff, and suddenly, ooh, cool, now we're going and we're doing real stuff. I really love this as an idea because, again, you're locking villagers out from their own houses, you're doing the laziest thing possible. It's a really, really, wonderful thing, but I think this is a great idea, but it's not the laziest house you can possibly build. You might think, Toy Cat, how can you get lazier than literally finding a house that's already been built by the game, settling inside there and making stuff? Well, the answer to this is the house I use most frequently, especially when I'm actually, like playing any form of like Race to the End Dragon, anything like that, and that is the non-existent house, or the open air house, or what I like to call the whole world is my house. So of course, in Minecraft console, the world is limited, so this means that your house is about 864 by 864 blocks, depending on your world size, it might be a bit larger, but yeah, basically this means that you just have the entire world as your house, and yeah, you place down your bed in the middle of nowhere. It will work as long as it's not too dark and there's no mobs nearby, or it will work even then, but you don't want to do that. So I also recommend placing down some torches, preferably from your bonus chest, which I have right here, by the way. So we place down our bonus chest, we place down our crafting table, we place down our furnace, and even a chest if we're feeling really fancy, and we have this house that we built with literally the minimum effort. I mean, this is the bare minimum you can go for. You don't even have to find anything, you just have to get the resources, like 3 bits of wool, like what would that be, like 15 bits of wood, and then get yourself a furnace, and suddenly you're free to explore the game, to do whatever you want to do. If you want to race the Ender Dragon, you can do that. If you want to just like kill pigs all game, because Minecraft is not really about the block building thing to you, it's about killing pigs, you can do that. And I really love the open air house because it just allows you to ignore this aspect of the game. The fact that you can ignore the house building thing is something that loads of people find blasphemous, and that's why every single live stream I do, you'll see people like, no, it's like that, you need to build a house. But yet this is the most efficient house you can make because it uses the whole world as a house. When was the last time you had a house that was the size of an entire Minecraft world? I bet probably never, although that's a cool idea if you like wanted to go around the edge and like make a giant thing. But assuming you haven't done that, then here is the closest thing you can come to, and it's also the laziest and easiest build you can make for Minecraft console right now. So I hope you did all enjoy this video. I hope at least I'm pretty sure you did most of these. Let's be honest, you might say, Toy Cat, I never did number 3, but you all did at least a few of these. Like the video if you did like it because it helps out the channel a lot, and let us know you do like these sorts of videos. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you are new around here because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.